Hello, you're listening to Wine Down Wednesday. We're here to give you a taste of local wine, a candid review, and an interesting topic on the side. My name is Morris Haywood, your host, and my co-host is Jeremy Teal. Let's get ready to wine down. Well, welcome. Yay. Okay. Why do I always have to cheer?
You like to cheer. You're a cheerful person.
Okay. I guess you're right. I am a cheerful person. Yeah. But this is Wine Down Wednesday.
The podcast.
That's cute. Oh, yes.
The podcast.
The podcast. Awesome. I am Morris Haywood, and
I'm Jeremy Teal.
Awesome, Jeremy. How are you doing today?
I'm all right. If I had like an hour more sleep, I'd probably be fantastic.
Okay, so we're going to touch base on that. But before we do that, because I want to know the sleep schedule you're on.
Yes.
So a little bit about myself. I'm born and raised in Austin. I am loving Austin now because of the whole change and everybody's there changing. Where you're at, Jeremy, right now, we used to sleep in this room when I was a kid.
So this is your childhood bedroom?
This is my childhood bedroom. Yeah, I used to sleep right in that corner. My brother used to sleep in this corner.
And now it's just your dog that sleeps in that corner.
Something like that, yeah. That's why I blocked it off.
Are you a meat popsicle?
Am I a meat? What's a meat popsicle?
You don't know the joke. It's from The Fifth Element. How do you feel about all of the skyscrapers downtown?
Oh, I love them.
Cool.
Yeah,
I do too.
You do too. Okay. Jeremy, why do you love them?
I wouldn't say I have any opinion about them. They're just buildings to me, but they look nice. I can say that.
They look nice.
I think they look really nice.
Okay. Yeah.
It reminds me very much of home.
Speaking of home, tell me more about you.
I am Jeremy Teal. I'm from Dallas, Texas, and I can identify as meat popsicle, but I mostly identify as male, pretty queer. I'm an artist activist, and I like money, shoes, my husband, and traveling places without beaches.
Okay, that you know what? I'm glad I went first because that was a lot of stuff that you said. So, yeah. One thing about you, Jeremy, that I love is you are really like my father.
Oh, you've said that to me before, and it's so weird because you're like a year older than me.
Well, okay. But you're like my father because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be doing like a lot of stuff.
Fair.
And so I always tell you that. I always give you your flowers. You know,
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I love flowers.
Yeah, it's like you actually do.
I love flowers.
You garden a lot.
I garden, and I'm a part-time florist, an artist activist. So everything under creativity goes under artist.
Yes, perfect. Okay, is that why you laughing?
It just makes me laugh because it's true.
Okay, there was one thing four things I had to ask you. Actually.
12 things.
12 things. I'm going to ask questions. What's the sleep thing going on? What's the sleep?
I just have an odd sleep schedule to other people. So right now, we're recording this in the evening, 6:30 almost. I would be waking up for my afternoon nap. So I normally take a nap between like 4:30 and 7, and I work because I work for myself. So I work anywhere between 8 and like 2 a.m. and I go to sleep.
Oh, wow.
And I wake up about 10 o'clock and I do it again.
Okay, that's a good schedule.
It's my schedule. It's the one that works for me. So I'm technically still asleep.
Okay.
But at 7, I'll wake up. Like my body will just do its thing.
Oh, wow. Okay. It'll just wake up.
It'll just do its thing.
If you just see him, he's just shaking. It just wakes up.
I'm almost there. My shoulders are almost lubricated.
So this is why you're so great, because you came out of your sleep for me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, honestly, if you invite me to this house to do almost anything, I'm coming.
Oh, and so another thing, Jeremy, you have these wind down. I love these wind downs. They're not like wind down Wednesdays, but they're wind downs, and they're so fabulous. I like how you go to a house, and then you go to a different house next month, and then you travel another one. And that's kind of why I wanted to do this, because I'm thinking if we can take this to another house too as well, and have like a live audience.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
That'd be fun.
That would be cute.
Well, wind down was definitely started because we didn't have. I know a lot of really dope people, and I don't believe in siloing my friends into one. My work friends can know my bar friends, can know my, family. Like they can know all the people that I know, and it's just that's not how a lot of people live, and that's okay. But I find that to be kind of a disservice to my friend group and my network because I know some dope people that I feel should know each other because they can help each other do things. Hoarding friends is not something I get into.
Okay.
Anyway, so we started that. And then also I noticed that a lot of my friends have a lot of complaints just about unidentified adult issues. Just random stuff like, why do bills keep coming? Whoever said being a parent was the most amazing thing on the planet? Okay. Jobs suck. Things like that. Like, right? So Wine Down was started to be a place where adults can complain about being adults, drink wine, and meet other adults.
So speaking of that, and speaking of this, we're doing wine, and we have some wine because this is like Wine Down Wednesday. This is what you would do at your event, right? Yeah. You would conversate. Mm-hmm. You would have wine. And then whatever to go. No, we have a topic.
Yes, normally have a topic of some sort. Yeah. And you don't have to use it. You just have a topic for people who are kind of nervous in groups or talking to people. Okay. So you give them that topic, but they can talk about whatever the hell they want to. So once they get into their group, they can talk about the thing that was prompted, or they can talk about how much, I don't know, their Hulu bill was and how surprised they were about it. That's okay.
Okay. Well, and I love it because I've been going ever since 2017.
Yeah. We're back next month. This month.
Oh,
in 2 weeks.
Okay, but we can do a sponsor. Yes, I have to get graded for that anyway, so we might as well do it.
That's right.
Yay. Okay. So the wine, and I feel like we're on a date.
I mean, we're kind of on a date. It's just in the house.
Yeah, it's just in the house, and it's like in front of a TV in a bedroom. It's like, are we gonna get nasty?
I mean, I think if the wine doesn't taste good, we can say it's nasty.
That's
See, I did
cute.
That?
Yes, that's really cute. Okay, so
I told you we're getting closer to 7, so that means I'm waking up.
Oh, okay.
That's what's happening. My brain is working again. But the premise of this, this wonderful, what makes Wine Down Wednesday, the podcast, better is that we are actually going to be tasting wines and rating them and talking about them.
Yes. And do you feel yourself you're an amateur winist, or you're in the top level wine?
I just like to drink.
Okay.
And free drinks always taste better to me.
Okay.
Always. Like, they always taste better to me. I always give a huge grading curve to free alcohol.
So this wine is called Basics of Life. Mm. It's a red wine blend. Mm. It was made in 2021, and the people that made it are local. They're like, when I talked to the wine store person, they were like, hey, yeah, this is a local wine from Fredricksburg, and people nowadays keep their wine chilled.
Yes,
because we're in Texas. Correct. And it's so hot. So yeah, this is good.
Look at us being like mini sommeliers.
So let's go do a cheers.
We're gonna cheers.
What do we cheers to? What do we want to cheers to?
We can cheers to our topic and tease them so they can think about what their responses would be when they talk about their topic. Okay. So cheers to rejection.
Oh, that's cute. We're
also kind of blocking this as we go, y'all. So get ready.
Okay. Well,
it's happening.
It's happening. Yeah.
So
we just drunk the wine.
Yeah, we're just having sips.
That's a good reminder because I don't need to be taking no other sips. Now, it doesn't have any lines to it.
Oh, we're going full sommelier? Okay, no, it doesn't. It does not have they call the veins. The veins. We don't have that. And it smells kind of like grape soda to me.
It smells like grape soda?
It smells like really adult grape soda to me. I also love grape soda, so there could be a reason why I smell that.
Well, okay.
Fanta grape soda.
Fanta, not the Fanta.
Fanta sponsors.
So, yes. I don't think soda. I think I need something more sweeter. But this is a red wine. So red wines are typically not sweet, right?
I mean, you can get a sweet red wine.
Oh, yeah, you could get a sweet red wine.
I know that. I mean, that's all I know. And also, I love the idea. We're just going to talk about it like regular people talk about wine, right? So it's like, it smells interesting. It ain't sweet. My favorite thing about drinking wine with most black people is black people love sweet wine. It's like it is a real thing, and it's okay. Like, that's not a bad thing. Wine is wine.
Okay, so the reason why we like sweet wine because if we're going somewhere new, like if we're going to transfer from soda to alcohol, we need to transfer to something sweet, and wine needs to be sweet.
It's true. I think that's why a lot of black people drink margaritas. And other like really sweet mixed drinks like daiquiris and things like that. It's very rare you meet a whiskey on the rocks kind of person.
Oh yeah.
Like, I've never met a person who just drinks their Hennessy on ice. Never.
Ooh, that's cute though.
I know. I mean, I can drink Hennessy on ice. I might wind up fighting somebody, but I can do it. The Hennessy is
Hennessy on.
But enough about Hennessy. Hennessy sponsors. We're talking about the wine. The wine is how. I mean, it's good. I'll drink it. But I like this idea of keeping it in Texas.
Yeah.
It's what is this? Southold Farms.
Yes, Southold Farms. It's I'm gonna rate it. Okay, so I'm gonna rate it as a 7.
A 7. That is very generous.
That's generous.
I'm proud of you.
Really?
I was definitely gonna give it a 5.
What?
I thought that was pretty good.
Okay. Wait.
Like I thought 5 was good. Like 10 is amazing.
Yes,
but it was nowhere near amazing. It's good though.
I mean, I would drink it when I'm at home.
I would accept this as past wine at a banquet. You know how like you go somewhere and they have free wine?
Okay.
Like they have a Chardonnay for the red and then a red blend.
Yes.
I mean for the white. Chardonnay for the red. Yeah, it's like after half a glass of this, it's like it all just tastes like a wine anyway. Thanks, it's free, but it's a 5.
Okay. It's a 5.
And we didn't talk about how much it cost.
Ooh. Okay, so I'm gonna tell people how much it costs.
Do.
Okay, so this wine was $23.99.
Which could be rounded up to 24.
Yeah, okay. But like I don't think it was worth
Oh God, no.
that.
This is Trader Joe's but cold. Like this is $6 wine. I don't care what nobody says. And shout out to what's their name again? Southold Farm Cellar. Southold Farm Cellar.
Okay. Shout out to them because one more thing.
In Fredricksburg.
And they do have so they have like a wine. What are those things when you go into the place?
A winery?
Well, yeah, they have that too, but
a tasting room.
Oh, so was that
a tasting room? I'm going to let you talk. I'm sorry.
No. I'm guessing.
Oh, okay. When you go to a vineyard.
Well, not a vineyard. It's a venue, but it's one of those venues that you go in and you taste wines for like, it's like, I don't know, you taste 6 wines, like a flight of wine.
Okay. I know that. I think that's like a tasting room.
There we go, tasting room. And so they have a tasting room that you can go to for $25 for a 4-hour session or 6-hour session, and then the other they have like a tasty. It's like a $65 thing. I didn't really look at that one.
Fancy.
On the budget.
Okay.
I know. So you give it a 5.
I give it a 5. Solid 5.
7. Okay, and I'm being generous, I guess.
But I mean, you know what? You are the more generous of the two of us, emotionally and with wine points.
Okay, I really am.
You really are.
Yeah. Okay.
You're one of the most optimistic people I have ever met in my life, which I think is so sweet because I am not.
You are optimistic.
Well, yeah, sure. I believe things can happen. I don't say it out loud though.
Yes, you do.
Oh, do I? Okay.
You do say it out loud.
I guess I just want to sound cool for the people who are listening.
Well, okay. You said one time, that's going to be my husband.
I did do that.
And you got that husband.
I definitely scammed him into marrying me. I did. I absolutely did.
Into marrying you. This wine has got me buzzed.
Bitch, it's been like 3 sips.
I don't know why.
Also, can I curse?
Okay. I don't know. And how much alcohol does it have in it?
Got enough. It's like, what is that, 14?
12.
Yeah, like that's how much normally it's in.
Okay.
It's in. That's how much normally is in it. Also, so I'm just gonna make this warning for anyone listening to us. We will likely become more ridiculous in our soundings because we're drinking wine.
The wine is good. It was I give it a 7.
Yes,
I gave it a 5.
I gave it a 5. And we are drinking a red blend, Basics of Life, from the Southold Farm and Cellar from Fredricksburg. Shout out to Fredricksburg.
The next topic we're talking about in the segment is rejection.
Yes.
Rejection. And Jeremy just rejected this wine.
I mean,
it was a 5.
Numerically, yes.
Okay. And we all know what 5s mean.
We know that could get you a date, but you're not getting any.
The reason why I brought this topic up is because I noticed that like nowadays people are having a hard time rejecting certain things. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just overthinking it, right? So I was with a friend and we went on a date. This was 2 weeks ago. I didn't say I want to talk about this, but I'm talking about this anyway.
Say more.
So anyways, we went on a date and had a good time, but he wasn't my type, right? Mm-hmm. So I was going to reject them. But I had a hard time. I'm having a hard time doing that.
Oh.
Because I feel like, first of all, I'm getting old. Second of all, I feel like I am, I should, like, I'm getting too old to date. Getting too old to date. And I need to make sure I'm settling down. So, but at the same point in time, I don't care now. I'm like, I'm dating, I'm going on these random dates that are nice and fun. But, you know, I'm rejecting dates now. And I never did that before. Oh my goodness. I normally just take them in. So anyways, first of all, what do you think about rejection?
I think rejection is awesome. It is so dope to be able to say no and it be a complete and full sentence, or to say no, thank you, or this is not for me, or to reject an idea and rebuttal with another one. Oh, I love rejection. It's so great.
Do you typically reject, or do you
like in the dating sense? Well, I can't technically date because I'm married, but I definitely let people buy me things, drinks, food, whatever. And I generally say yes because y'all know how I feel about free alcohol. It is a yes for me. Sometimes it's a 5 though. I'm sorry, I love you. I like rejection. I like it.
I think it's hard. I think it's hard on every level. I don't know. I'm feeling like it's just hard when you get rejected, and it's hard when you reject somebody. Like even at work, like if there's something you don't want to do, like you gotta reject it. And I feel like that to me is hard, only because I'm not trying to walk on eggshells I'm not trying to be mean. Yeah. I'm not trying to be that mean guy that's like, oh, I don't like you, so I'm rejecting you. Yeah. You know, I want to be that nice guy that's like, hey, you know, I rejected you, but you know, we can still be friends.
Yeah, but then you become. But if you don't, because you're calling it rejection, I think there are levels to rejection. I think there are areas where you might be rejecting maybe the expected outcome, and you're giving a new outcome. So whereas going on the date, I think a lot of people go on dates thinking that this is the person they're gonna like wind up married to with children, right? Yeah. And it's like, you're thinking too far ahead. Like just. Right. Make it through dinner, make it through the walk, make it through ice cream. Like just make it through that. Don't worry about making them fit anything. Just see if you like them as people. And if you don't like them as people, then you won't feel so bad saying, you know, I don't really like you. Like I thought from what I understood in the 2 minutes that we interacted that you're gonna be my kind of people, but you're not. And that's okay.
I was listening to a podcast the other day, and he was talking about how rejection, it's like I guess it's like a blessing.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's like you're missing the whole, so for example, if me and you go on a date and you reject me, and it could be that's what God intended, or that's what was supposed to happen.
Absolutely.
And sometimes that's hard though.
Yeah.
That's hard to
because
disconnect.
The expectation is there, right? Like once you get to a place where you no longer really expect anything out of someone but for them to be honest, you just kind of roll with it. Because I say that I expect people to treat me the way I treat myself. So, and I'm very honest with myself. If I don't like something, I don't like it. And if I don't want to do something, I don't do it. And if I don't, and so in turn, if I don't like you, then I don't want to be around you.
Okay.
And if I don't enjoy whatever it is you're giving, then I ask for you to stop. Whatever it is. Again, a lot of the time it's just giving a new alternative. It's not always saying absolutely no, get the hell away from me. Sometimes it's no, Morris, I don't want to do the podcast in this room. I would like to do the podcast in the living room next time. That technically counts as a rejection, but it's really just a change of plans. And you can say yes or no.
Okay. I agree at that moment, like for what you just said.
Yeah.
But let's say, I'm just going to say this. Let's say you found somebody that you really, really care about, or let's say you find a great job, right? You find it online, and you make up this fabulous resume, and this is kind of a small thing maybe for you, but you make this great resume, you put all this hard work in it, you go through 8 interviews, and then they reject you.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's life.
Yeah.
That's life. But at the same time, it's like,
it's still hard.
Yeah. You put that work into that project, and you just made it work. You just try to make it work, and they rejected you.
But I mean, not the point in that example, if that was the only thing you did with all that energy, then you were crazy. Because if you put the energy into making that CV, doing that cover letter, Interviewing that 8 times. First of all, you should have been interviewing 800 times. You should have applied to 200 jobs. You should have just sent that to every single person that would have accepted that because interviewing or auditioning, it's not about the one. It's about the quantity. You have to audition for everything. You have to interview for everything.
Yeah.
Even if you underqualify for it, because you never know. One of them will stick. That's how this works.
Yeah, you're right. You have a very
unless, of course,
point.
someone just calls you. Unless someone's like calling you and saying, "Hey, we want you, but I want you to go through this process," and then you go through the process and you don't do it. That one would sting a little harder, I'd imagine.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd imagine that would sting a little harder. But the expectation was never for them to give you anything. You still had to. You had to interview for it.
Okay. You know what? You have a point, and I think that's the key. Is that typically we're wanting them to give it to us.
Yeah.
And because we feel like, oh, I'm a shoo-in.
Yeah.
Or, I got this.
It's perfect.
This
Everybody knows that they're perfect for the thing that they're applying for.
Yeah. But then when they don't
and
get
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they wouldn't go into it, right? But if we go into it knowing that is a possibility, that it's not for you, it didn't hurt as much on the end.
Yeah.
And it has taken a very long time for my personal self to get there. So I'm saying this like kind of matter of fact, as if like everyone should be able to do it. That's not the case. But I know now that I'm not everybody's cup of tea. So there will be people that I wouldn't say dislike me, but don't prefer me. And it's like, well, you just have to kind of roll with that. It's not really your problem, because there are several people that do prefer you. So
yeah. I just think of the fact that if several people don't prefer me, well, who does prefer me? And I know who prefers me, right? Like, I know a group of friends that maybe don't like me, but at the same time, I think for me, it just kind of, I feel like, damn, why do they not like me? Like what? And I'm to the point where it's like, oh, fuck them, or forget them. And then I'm thinking to myself, still thinking to myself, why aren't they talking to me?
But you know why?
I mean, really? Do we really know why?
Yeah. Like most people know why people don't like them, because if you've done your research, if you've done what I believe is due diligence in getting to know people, then you understand them a little bit, right? So we'll use the interview thing. If they tell you that their value system is such and such and such, and in the interview, they ask you what your value system is and it doesn't match up, well, then that's a rejection. You already know it's coming. But maybe you finish the interview because that's just common decency. But if they don't give you the job, it's like, well, yeah, our value systems didn't really work out. I really would have liked that job though. Right? Like, why someone doesn't like you. And that's okay. Like, but it helps when you go into it knowing you and knowing them, or at least trying to learn them so you can make a better decision at the end.
Okay. That's a career, a rejection.
Yes,
issue.
but boy rejection, I'll just say boy rejection, right? Like, boy rejection is different, but I also still believe that you know why boys don't like you.
Yes and no.
I mean, you don't have to like it, but I think you know.
Okay, you're right. You have a very valid point. I just, it's hard for me to reject anyone. And this is the thing. I would be rejected all the time, and I can't give that back. I just feel
unfortunate.
I know, it's really unfortunate.
It's a beautiful power. It clears up so much space too. Like, it clears up so much just thinking room and nap room, and like, you don't have to send as many text messages, and there aren't as many emails. It's a beautiful world over here. I can't wait for you to live over here.
Oh my goodness. In rejection land?
In the land of rejection being possible. Because it's not rejection land. Most of it's actually what's the opposite of rejection? Acceptance land.
Oh, explain.
Acceptance. Like, isn't that the opposite of rejection?
Yeah, that's the opposite. But you said most of it is the
acceptance. Like, you're accepting. Like, you're saying yes to most things in your day. Yes, I'll get up. Yes, I'll brush my teeth. Yes, I'll have that cup of coffee. Yes, I'll drive in traffic to work. Yes, I will talk to that random person that I don't particularly care for, but we share cubicles, so why not? Like, you're saying yes most of the day. So when you get to say no, it's like, oh, I have to make an intentional decision to say no.
Wow.
Ugh.
That's deep.
I'm not a psychologist. That's just how my brain processes it.
You said you have to make an intentional decision to think.
To say no.
Mm-hmm. And that's powerful, because we're typically saying yes to everything.
Otherwise, you wouldn't do anything. Like, people do things by saying yes. And people that do things by saying no, Bless their hearts.
Bless their heart.
That's another topic. I'm sure there's a word for it in somebody's PhD. I don't know that word. So if you know that word, leave it in the comments below.
Yeah, that's perfect. So, okay. You kind of blew my mind with that. I do have to think when I say no, and I didn't realize that was a thing, and that's sort of me rejecting something. And when I say no, that's my acceptance. I get it because I'm accepting no, and I'm owning my no.
Yeah,
and I don't have to say yes because it's not a routine. It's not repeated. I don't have to. It's my privilege. It's my right to say no.
It is your absolutely right to say no, just like it's your right to say yes.
Yes.
And just as like it's your right to say, I'll think about it. Because that's not a rejection. That's just giving you more time to think.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
In my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. I get that. So, and you kind of mentioned this. This is a perfect segue.
I feel like I'm being interviewed.
You like being interviewed?
I feel like I'm being interviewed. It's okay though.
Well, you asked me some questions.
you don't want to talk about the boy, but I am curious what is your history of like maybe seeing rejection in your family or in churches or however you grew up? What was rejection like as you became, now Morris?
Oh, that's a very good question. So rejection was typically a lot of no's. And then when somebody said yes, I typically in my mind said maybe. And when they said yes, it was like, is this really it was surreal. Like it was just like, this really happening? Because I got a lot of no's in my life.
Okay.
And I got a lot of rejection in my life. So yeah, when somebody says yes, it's kind of like, they may say no.
Got it.
So
you hear yes, but you hear yes, but in your mind you believe it's a maybe.
Yes.
Got it.
Exactly. I mean, even you coming up here,
you were convinced I was going to say I can't come.
Yes.
Got it. Yeah.
And that typically happens. Like
that people definitely have. I think people call it being flaky, but not everybody is ready to do what they said they're ready to do. A lot of people are doing exactly what you're talking about, which is they say yes, and they wait to the very last minute to say no. Instead of asking for more time and saying, let me think about it because I don't know. Because the truth is, at the moment, you don't know. Like if you're gonna say no, just say no, and let me deal with that, and let me make a backup plan, right? But don't say yes, and let me think about this as if you were involved in it, in any scenario, and come the day of or come the moment of, and you're nowhere to be found. Because now, I can't trust your yes. No matter what you do. Well, personally, I can't trust your yes. I probably would have been able to trust it a few years ago, but today, nah. You only have to flake on me once for me to realize that this is something. It can be a pattern, and that's not a pattern that I have capacity for.
Okay. That's the deep one.
I say no all the time, and sometimes I say no before I say yes. So like I'll say no to something because in the moment it doesn't feel like I don't see myself in it, whatever it is. And I'll check back in because it's not that I'm not interested in the thing. Generally, I'm interested in all kinds of projects, but I can't commit to it because often that is the only thing that person's been working on for a long time and have a lot of projects moving at once. So yeah, I'll check back in. It's like, how's that thing that you asked me about?
So that's interesting that you say that because when you said you use no first, that's like your security blanket.
It absolutely is.
So in case something ever happens, you can't say yes.
Yeah, and it's like the people who want an invitation but have no expectation of saying yes to the RSVP. So like you'll invite someone to a party and you know damn well they'll say no. Because they don't go nowhere. They don't do nothing. They're those people who don't do nothing. I don't leave my house. I don't like people, right? Those people know the shit out of me. But they are a real personality type. So as their friend and as a person whom you love, you still invite them. You know damn well they're going to say no.
Yes. You're correct.
They're going to say no.
Yeah, you're right. I know a lot of people that, I know that.
And the number one people to complain about not having no friends or not having anything to do or not having, not making any connections or not having a man or whatever, it's always those people. Like they're at the top of the list.
Wow.
It annoys the shit out of me.
Are you a therapist?
I'm not a therapist. I just know a lot of people. Okay. I just know a lot of people, okay. Which is the reason Wind Down exists, because I need people to see that they also exist elsewhere. They're not alone.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Because they're typically not rejected. I mean, you invite everybody.
I do.
You invite a lot of people.
Yeah, like I will invite a PhD medical doctor, brain surgeon, and I will also invite a person who I met at a bar last night at, like, I don't know, a gear night. Like, why not?
Why not? Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck you do. Doesn't matter.
But and you're,
because I like you.
And that's how I met you, is that we met and you didn't reject me. Like, no. you actually, this is the one thing I like about you, is that you actually embraced me. You actually said, come on in. And I'm thinking to myself, now go back to my mind, like, who is this guy? Like, I really can I trust him? You know, he seems like a nice person, but he may have some secrets. So I guess that's my security blanket, like your security blanket, like that reserve.
I find you fascinating, Morris. Like, I find people that are, when I met you, you were at a turning point, and I knew that.
What do you mean?
You're at a turning point. Like, you were at a place where, I guess now I know that that's the words, but I could tell that there was something you were seeking, and you had it, and that's the reason you were showing up. You weren't showing up just because you wanted to be in the room, or you were looking for a person, or you wanted to get drunk. Like, that wasn't the reason you were showing up. You were showing up because you were looking for community and friends and love and all that good stuff. I knew that because you're the only other person who would literally talk to everybody in the room.
Oh, yeah.
You're the only one. I was like, well, if all else fails, Morris will talk to people.
I do that.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm not the only person floating around this party saying, hey, how y'all doing? Like, that I found you fascinating. And years later, now I understand, like, now I know, as have been your friend for a while, I know that, you know, I would have known you, I've known you like 7 years now, maybe 10?
2000.
So, you know, in the 7 years I've known you, I get bits and pieces of your history and your backstory. And it's like, oh, well, that makes sense. He's just kind of grown out of this little piece and he's now this piece.
Wow.
Doesn't this make sense?
Oh, my goodness. Okay. So, you know, that was actually nice of you to say. I'm actually almost tearing up for that. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe that.
Well, there's nothing wrong with crying. And don't reject your cheers.
Oh, see, you should be a life coach, therapist, I can see it now. Life coach. Oh, Jeremy, the life coach, like on OWN. I'm trying to picture that.
I have to come up with something, some like Iyanla shit. Like, I have to come up with something that's real catchy. But OWN got me. They'll come up with a cool name and I'll just wear the outfit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You get paid the million.
Yeah, I'll get paid the dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Oprah, if you're watching, sponsor us. Listening. No one's watching us.
Okay, on that note, we have to wrap this up. This was a great episode.
It was great. Rejection and wine, I would say, go hand in hand. So congratulations on both ends.
Rejection and wine. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, well, thank you again for joining us. We will see you next time. We are on different platforms like Spotify. That's the number one that we're going to be on. YouTube.
Oh, look at
I'm down for YouTube. Like, have a face moving around. Like,
it's got you in it. I'm in.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that was cute. That. Super cute. I'm gonna use that.
Dad jokes.
Okay. And then we're on other platforms too as well. Y'all have a great rest of the week.
Yeah. Bye, darlings.
Thanks for joining myself, Morris Haywood, and my co-host, Jeremy Teal, on this Wind Down Wednesday. We'll see you every other Wednesday on platforms like Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and love on us. You can visit us at www.winddownwednesday.com. This show was produced and directed by Morris Haywood and co-produced by Jeremy Teal.